Yo boys, it's Dan. Welcome back to another video. As you can tell, we have not one, but two guests today. Boys, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'll start. My name's Dan Gaze, former PE teacher, former assistant head at Daniel's school, massive Spurs fan.
I'm James Bell. I was also Dan's PE teacher. It's great to see him. And I don't know if you know who this club is, but it's the mighty Bolton Wanderers.
Thank you, boys. These are two guests today. As always, I'll leave Gaze's YouTube in the link as well, if you want me to. And before we get any further, smash that like and subscribe down below, as always. And without any further ado, let's get into game week 31 of the game week predictions. And now, the first game is Fulham versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, Fulham, as we know, are in good on a form, as are Wolves. But Wolves are still without Jimenez, probably at the end of the season. But I want Fulham to stay up. So I'm going to go with a Fulham win of 2-1. And which one wants to go first?
I'll go. I was having a little read up some stats earlier because I only really follow League Two football now, you see. So I'm likewise. I think Scotty Parker's done a great job at Fulham, and I think he deserves to stay up. They're without Wolves are without Patricio in goal as well tonight, so I think that'll make a big difference. I'm going to go 1-0 Fulham.
And Gaze?
And for me, well, Fulham have come off a loss, haven't they? Because they lost to Villa, didn't they? Got heavily 3-1 the other week. So I'm actually thinking I'm going 1-0 Fulham. I was thinking that. One of my close friends is a Fulham fan. I want them to stay up, but also want Newcastle to stay up. But I'm hoping for 1-0 Fulham. I'll take that.
So we've both gone for Fulham wins. All people have gone for Fulham now. The big game is my rival City versus my other rivals, Leeds. Now, this game, I really want Leeds to win so we can be in the title race, but I think Man City will be far too strong for Leeds. And I'm going to go with a close game of 3-2 Leeds. No, City.
I mean, Pep's the best at what he does, isn't he? He's a superb manager. They're unbeaten in their last 6 in all competitions. They're looking amazing. I don't think anyone can touch them. I think it would be a comfortable 3-0 win for Man City this weekend.
And Gaze?
Coming from me, I mean, I love the way Leeds play football. They're always the underdog. They come out and attack, and they just keep going even if they're losing 2 or 3-0. But I think if they play that football, City are going to open them up. So I'm going 4-0 to City.
Okay. Now, the next game is out of form Liverpool versus Inish form Aston Villa. As we know, Liverpool are still about let's say most of their centre backs because they keep getting injured, which is excellent news if you're not Liverpool fans, obviously. And Aston Villa, Grealish is back in training, but I don't think he's fit enough to start. And if he is fit enough to play, I will go with 1-1 draw.
Well, I think you're right there, Dan. I think you've nailed it on the head. I think Grealish really holds the key for Villa if they're going to do anything. But Liverpool really need to start picking up some form at home after a big loss to Real Madrid in the week as well. They really need to start putting things right. Like I say, no centre-backs, no Van Dijk, no Gomez, no Matip. But a young, old Bolton Academy player in Nat Phillips stepping up. Bet you didn't know that. I'm actually going to go against all the odds, as Liverpool haven't actually won at home this season. I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool.
And Gabe, what do you think?
I think Liverpool are going to want payback for that 7-2 drumming that Villa gave them at the start of the season. And I also think, they haven't got these centre-backs, but they had centre-backs then. So I'm actually going to think that Liverpool are going to go for it, and I think it'll be quite a close game. I think it will be 2-1 to Liverpool.
Now, thank you, boy. Now, the next game is, I think, a North or South London derby. I'm not sure. It's Crystal Palace versus Chelsea.
Okay.
As we know, Chelsea lost 5-2. That is correct. 5-2 to West Bromwich Albion on the weekend. Nobody assumed that coming into last game week. and I think Chelsea want to bounce back. And they beat Porto in the Champions League last night as I'm filming this. And I think Chelsea will win this game by 3-1. And Bell?
I mean, I don't think you can look much past Chelsea for this game. I think it was an eye-opener against West Brom for Thomas Tuchel. But like you say, on form in this fixture, Chelsea normally come out winners all the time. I'm going to go with another 2-0 win like they did Porto last night at the time of filming.
Guys?
I think Chelsea need a bounce back. Is it Thomas Tuchel? Is however you say his name. I think he's brought ability to the team, even though I think Frank shouldn't have been sacked. But I think he's going to want some sort of effort from the players. So I'm going to go 2-0 to Chelsea.
We're going for Chelsea win then now.
Yeah.
Next game is a relegation or relegation dogfight. Is Burnley versus Newcastle. Now Burnley, as we know, they love to sit deep and play this annoying football where they sit back, where they take the lead and then sit back. And I think it will be a win, but not a close win, and it will be a Burnley win by 1-0 win to Burnley.
It's interesting. I actually think in the last 6 weeks, I think Newcastle are probably the worst team in the league. But then they showed some fight, I suppose, last week against Spurs. Probably more Spurs' poor performance and Newcastle playing well. Burnley have drawn their last 5, and I don't see that changing. I'm going to go with a boring 1-1 draw.
And Gaze.
I think, obviously, I'm a Spurs fan, and I watched the game of the weekend. I was so disappointed in Spurs, but Newcastle showed something. I mean, they could have won 4-2 Newcastle at one point if they really would have took their chances. I don't know if Callum Wilson's playing, and he's the man they sort of rely on. I'm going to go 0-0. I think it's going to be a poor game of football, a snoring, boring game.
Thank you for that, boys. Now we move to Jesse Lingard's West Ham versus third. So this is at time of filming. This is third v fourth. West Ham Leicester.
Great game.
What can we say? Lingard, since he's been at West Ham on loan, has turned them around. West Ham been in good form. They're Declan Rice for the next 4 weeks. That's a month out injured. If you want to do maths, it is correct. Don't get in the comments and say it's not 4 months because it is 4 weeks. Yeah, and Leicester. Maddison's back. Vardy's aging now, but still good enough. And I think it will be a 2-2 draw between West Ham and Leicester City.
Yeah, I think this is probably the game of the weekend, actually. Really good game for the neutral. I think Declan Rice is a huge loss for West Ham. I think the midfield of him and Souček this season has probably been the best centre mid pairing in the Prem. I think with Maddison being fit, I just fancy Leicester. And I'm going to go 2-1 Leicester.
I'm gay. What do you think, mate?
I actually hear what you're saying, because Jesse Lingard, for me, he's left Man United. Man United have become good, and West Ham have just so much passion around them. And I think this is passion versus pace game, because Leicester have got so much pace as well. I'm going for 2-2 as well. I think it's going to be an exciting game. It will be the game of the weekend, not the other game that you said about. I think it will be 2-2.
Thank you. Whereas now, the second game of the week, of the biggest game of the weekend, is Spurs versus Man United. Now, last time out, these two teams played. It was at Old Trafford. And
What's the score, Dan?
6-1 to Spurs. And let's not have repeat of that, please, boys. Maguire got sent off thanks to an Eric Lamela, let's say, tap, because Lamela's a wimp, and Maguire's a wimp as well. But they want revenge. We've been on good form. Hopefully we get another win tonight against Granada, as you're seeing this after the game on Friday, as always. And I'm going to go, it'll be a close game of 3-2 to Man United. We will concede we always concede goals, as we know. And Spurs' defence isn't the best, is it, Gaze?
Well, saying that, it's a third best in the league statistically, but no, it's not the best. But I'll let you go to Bell, and then I'll do my bit.
Well, I mean, I used to give you a lot of stick when you were at school for supporting Man United. I still really don't like Man United. I think this game has got a Jose masterclass written all over it. I really do. He seems to, in the big games, step up. Whether you like him or not, he has won plenty of stuff in his career. And I'm actually going to go 2-0 Tottenham.
Oh, my word. Okay, then.
Well, I don't know if you could tell what team I follow. The Heartbreak Hotspur, supported them for so many years. I do think this man will step up. Sonny, I think he will step up on when we play. I don't think it will be a big game. I don't think it will be 3 or 4s. I think it will be 2-1 to Tottenham. I'm going for it. I think there will be a Sanchez blunder, which will get you a goal or probably a penalty, because you always get a penalty, Man United. And I think Harry Kane and Sonny will perform. And I'm going for 2-1 Spurs. I've got to stick by my team. Come on, you Spurs.
So both of them think that Spurs are going to do a double United. That has never happened in football history, if I'm not mistaken.
It's happening this season.
It might happen. Now we move to one of the other boring games. Bottomed table Sheffield United, who are mathematically down, I think, and Arsenal. Now, Arsenal, as we know on the channel, we always predict them to lose, but on this occasion, I don't think they're going to lose. Only if the Sheffield not Wednesday caretaker can do an absolute masterclass against Newcastle, but I don't think that's happen. I think it will be Arsenal 4. Sheffield United 0. And Bell, what do you think, mate?
That's a big shout, Dan. I actually think Arsenal aren't playing very well at all. I mean, Sheffield United are probably the poorest in the league. I felt sorry for Chris Wilder rather he got the boot or he took a golden handshake. I'm not quite sure. But after tonight, they're playing Slavia Prague. It's not going to be an easy game. I'm actually going to go for a 1-1 draw.
And Gaze, as Arsenal's rivals, let's say, what do you think?
I still remember everything Arsenal have done for the school, so we have to give them a little bit of respect there.
We have to give a bit of credit.
They've had a poor season, mid-table team in my eyes, and I want to stay mid-table. Sheffield United deserve a break. I'm going to go with a crazy one. I'm going to go 2-0 Sheffield United. I just want them to get a win. They need a win. They're the underdogs. Arsenal will go in arrogant, hopefully, not playing well. The only one I do worry about is Smith. I think he's a good player. Is it
Smith Rowe?
Yeah, Smith Rowe, great player. Really good player. But otherwise, Arsenal are mediocre, really. Let's be honest. Their keeper's flapping at everything. Let's hope that, a bit of the old steelwork comes in from Sheffield United. They hit a few big headers off the corner because they're rubbish at set pieces, Arsenal. And then let's hope 2-0 win. Sheffield United, come on, you blades.
Before we go any further, I want to say rest in peace to Claude. Sadly passed away this week, as we know. So yeah,
well done, mate.
Back for a minute.
Yeah, boys. Yeah. Now we move to West Brom versus Southampton. Now West Brom, as we know, I said earlier in the videos, absolutely humiliated Chelsea 5-2. Southampton, who did Southampton have? I've completely forgotten who they had. I think it was somebody they had, and they lost or drew, no, I'm not sure. Comment down below if you know. And I think Southampton need the win to actually stay up in the league. And I'm going to go that West Brom also need a win as well. And will it be a Sam Allardyce masterclass like it was against Chelsea? I think it will be of 2-1 West Brom. And Bell, what do you think?
Well, West Brom are very lucky. They've got the greatest manager in football history in charge. So there's a big link to Bolton Wanderers there. If you didn't know, it's going to be a tight game. My heart says West Brom, but I think with Danny Ings fit, I just don't see Southampton losing this weekend. Ward-Prowse, players like that come on leaps and bounds this year. I think because my heart's saying one thing and my head's saying another, I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw and go down the middle.
Ooh. And Gaze, what do you think, mate?
Well, Big Sam, I don't know if you've seen Mike Bassett, Football Manager. It's a mixture between Graham Taylor and Big Sam. I like Big Sam. I think he's a great manager. But I just think he's bitten off more than he can chew with this West Brom team. Yes, he got that win at the weekend, last weekend, or the weekend before, sorry. But I just think it's going to be 3-2 to Southampton. I think with Ward-Prowse there, I think West Brom will get goals. Ward-Prowse, Danny Ings, Kyle Walker-Peters, former Spurs boy, coming off that right-back position. They're just performing really well. I really rate Southampton. I think they've got big things to come in the future.
Thanks, boys. Now we move to the last game of game week. And it is Brighton and Hove Albion versus Carlo Ancelotti's Everton. Now, Everton are in that top 4 race for one spot. There's Leicester, West Ham, Spurs, and Everton. And we could say Liverpool as well, but I don't think they'll play out of it. So 14 for one spot. It's going to be a hectic last 7 weeks of Premier League. And I think Everton will win this game not by much, because Brighton, as we know, scored first at Old Trafford against on weekend, thanks to an absolute bit of luck. Thanks Hendo for that, mate. Appreciate it very much indeed. And I think it will be Everton 2, Brighton 0.
Oof.
And Bell, what are you going for?
Interesting prediction, Dan. Now, I actually really like Brighton. I like the way they play. Graham Potter's a great young manager. Even touted by Pep as probably the best English manager around. There's not many, so I suppose. But I really like Brighton. I think Everton have sort of fallen off a bit. Calvert-Lewin was going great guns at the start of the season. He sort of seems to have slipped off probably at the worst time, because we could do him with being in form, pushing Harry Kane for the Euros. He's never going to play, but it's nice to have that bit of competition. I would probably, again, I think I've done quite a few here, but I'm going to go for another draw. I'm going to go 1-1. And I'll even give you the goal scorers. I'm going to go Neil Maupay for Brighton, and I'll go Charlison for Everton.
I mean, Charlison always scores, so that's an easy one. And Gaze, what are you going for this? Brighton versus
Brighton, such a physical team. They're a very physical team. Everton started so well. I was like, I can't believe it. They were in and out like sort of second to third position. They dropped. Brighton are fighting for their lives because they could still go down. Mathematically could still go down. So I'm thinking, this is going to sound crazy, but 1-0 to Brighton, which is nuts because really I was usually back Everton, but I need the win. So we'll go 1-0 to Brighton because I want Spurs to get top 4. And
thank you both. And that will bring this game week 31 prediction to an end. I very much thank you both for watching. This has been, I think, one of the best top 5 videos in the world I've filmed so far. Thank you for these both for being on. I'll leave, as always, links in the description as well. And I'll see you boys in next week for game week 32. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you boys later. Peace.